If you're like me and looking for an exhaust for your 5th gen 4Runner, you want 3 things: cheap, easy to install, and sounds good. In this video, we're gonna be installing the 2.5-inch exhaust from MBRP. So let's go ahead inside, we'll show you what you all get. We'll get this thing up on the lift, get the factory one removed, and see how that new one sounds from MBRP. So right here on the table, we have the kit from MBRP. We got the muffler itself, and we have the 3 exhaust pipes and also the clamps that are included. This kit does not have any sort of fancy tip on it. If you're gonna be putting this on an off-road rig, you don't need that. And this should give us a little bit more clearance in the back of the 4Runner as well. This is the aluminized steel version, so it is the cheaper option. They do have this same kit in a stainless steel version, but it's almost twice as much. So if you're going for a budget-friendly exhaust, this is the option right here. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. We're gonna get the tools we need to get the factory one removed, and we'll get the 4Runner up in the air and get that done. So for tools to get the exhaust installed, we're gonna be using a 3/8 ratchet. We have an extension, a 14 and a 15 millimeter socket. If we have some bolts that are a little too tight, we have a breaker bar with a 14 socket on for the OEM bolts. We also have a pair of exhaust hanger pliers, which will definitely come in handy, and we have a can of WD-40. All right, so with the 4Runner in the air, you can see right here we have our 2 spring bolts. Those are a 14 millimeter, we're gonna get those off. We have a couple of exhaust hangers that we're gonna be getting off, and then back here behind the muffler, we have 2 more 14 millimeter bolts that connect the muffler to the tail section, and then a couple more exhaust hangers that we'll take off. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and loosen these 2 bolts. This one's a little stubborn. We gotta throw the breaker bar on here. So with all 4 of those bolts removed, we're gonna now take our exhaust pliers, and we are going to remove all of the exhaust hangers here and pull this down. Ta-da. All right, we got the rear section removed. So now we'll go ahead and remove the 4 hangers here for the muffler section. Be careful with this thing. This muffler is pretty heavy, so I have the skid plate there. It'll drop onto, hopefully. There we go. So we got the factory exhaust all removed. We have the first piece here from the new one that we're going to get installed. So the flange is obviously going to go here where our donut gasket is. Depending on how old your 4Runner is and how many miles you have on it, you might want to replace this now. So ours is still good. We're gonna go ahead and get this up in place. We're gonna get our 2 hangers into our rubber pieces and get those 2 spring bolts reinstalled. All right, so we got that lined up. We're gonna get our 2 bolts started here. We're not gonna tighten them down just yet. We'll wait until everything's kind of in place. We'll just keep going and adding on to that until we get to the back of the 4Runner. Next up, we have the muffler itself. We have one of the clamps here on the end of it. And we're gonna go ahead and slip that over top of the last piece. We'll go ahead and snug this down. Next piece, we'll feed in like so. We got our 2 metal hangers here that'll line up with our rubber pieces. Make sure to also put the clamp on there before you slip this in place. Go ahead and start these so it's lined up. Again, we'll snug this down and then we'll install the last piece. Last piece, got our clamp on there. We'll go ahead and put it into our rubber exhaust hanger. There we go. Line this end up. It's the last piece of the puzzle, so it might be a little bit tighter. There we go. Put that in a position where you can get to the nut so you can tighten it down. And we'll go ahead and snug that one. So with our last piece in place, we have our clamp snug down. Just make sure everything is good. We're not touching the frame here or anything like that. If everything looks good, we're gonna go back through, we're gonna tighten everything down, and then we are finished. We can put the truck down and see how it sounds. All right, we got the exhaust all finished up. So let's go ahead, put the 4Runner back on the ground. We'll start this thing up and see how it sounds. All right, let's go ahead and fire her up. All right, it's got a little bit of a rumble to it now. Let's go ahead and pull it outside. All right guys, there you have it, the 2.5-inch Cat-Back exhaust from MBRP for the 5th Gen 4Runner. If you guys are looking for a budget-friendly exhaust that's easy to install and sounds good, this is definitely a great option. If you have any questions about this install or the exhaust, make sure to ask us down below in the comments. If you want to pick this exhaust up for your 4Runner, it's available at YotaXpedition.com. Click the link down in the description. Make sure to hit that like button if this was helpful. Subscribe if you can, it's definitely helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one.